Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Talking Tractors with me, Rasnak. And as you can see in the screen, we have the little Lintrac. This is actually one of my favorite in-game tractors in this game. On the small side, I think it's a very underutilized tractor. It's a lot of fun to use. Has four-wheel steering. It's a great little grass working tractor. But I thought what was more interesting about than just the tractor was the company. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the tractor and some more about the company. Both of these companies, Lintrac and Pottinger. We'll talk about both of those companies a little bit because they're both Austrian companies. And they both specialize in what is called alpine grasswork. And this is kind of the closest resemblance I could find. But that's their specialty. They Pottinger has since branched out. They're actually a larger implement company. They do way more than mowers now. I mean, they do tillage, they do seeders, they do planters, they do all different kinds of stuff now. But Lintrac itself is still a fairly small company, and Pottinger in the scheme of things is actually a pretty small company. And we'll talk about both those. But let's jump in the tractor and take a look at it. We'll fire it up here. So this is the Lindner Lintrac 90. This is a current production vehicle. They've been making the Lintrac for, I think, since 2015. If the information I dug up is right. I'll put a link to both these companies' websites below. They have really great websites, and you can see some of the history behind the company. They also make some other vehicles. They make a Geotrack, which is a 76 to 144 horsepower tractor. The Lintrac itself comes in a Lintrac 90 and a Lintrac 110, which is a little bit bigger tractor. Same four-wheel steering, same configuration. Just has a little bit bigger motor. Let's hook up our implements right here and we'll talk some more about that. Yeah, this is the Lintrac 90. Unfortunately, this is the only Lindner vehicle in game. They also make what's called a Unitrac, which I would classify as a UTV, like a utility, or like a utility vehicle, kind of multiple terrain utility vehicle. Let me get it lined up here. And UTV, they run anywhere from like 76 to 109 horsepower, and those are really cool looking little, I don't know how to explain them. They call them universal transporter vehicles. That's kind of the term that the company uses. But I mean, they're little small cab vehicles that, I mean, you can put grain bins on them, you can put slurry tanks on them, you can put manure spreaders on them. They're really cool little tanks. And if you played FS17, there were some good mods that had the Unitrac. So, let's get all this stuff unfolded real quick. We'll talk more about the mowers here in just a minute. Let's get these. Let's see if this little guy can pull both of these. I think the in-game horsepower has these rated, these mowers actually rated a little too high. Because in my perusing the Lintrac website, a lot of the stock photos, the Lintrac 90 is actually pulling a butterfly setup of the Pottinger mowers. So I don't know if the conversion's wrong in game. I think that they probably can do a little more. This one is struggling to pull all this, but we'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be able to pull it. Let's drop this big one. Oops, front motor now. As you can see, when we steer the wheels, all four wheels turn. So it has four-wheel steering. Lindner was the first Austrian company to actually build four-wheel tractors. As for the company, some really interesting facts about the company. First tractor they built was in 1948. The company was actually formed in 1946, and they built a saw, some kind of saw that was used in Austria, in the Alpine areas of Austria. I saw a picture of it. It kind of looks similar, almost like a bandsaw kind of thing. But yeah, then they developed into tractors in 1948, and since then have really specialized in alpine grasswork tractors. That is their big specialty. It's not a very large company. Lindner actually only has 220 employees. That's all. 220 employees, and they only make 1,500 units a year, and that's all their tractor lines. They only make 1,500 vehicles a year. That's it. They have won many awards. I can't even look them all up. They've won Vehicle of the Year, Machine of the Year, Company of the Year. They have multiple like environmental awards, environmental stewardship, and all different kinds of things. It's pretty amazing when you really read about the company and what they do and how small they are. They're completely family owned. They're still a family owned company. They're not a publicly traded company. They're 100% family owned, which I thought was really cool in today's time with the massive agriculture conglomerates that are out there like Agco and Case New Holland, John Deere. These are massive companies, and you got this little Lindner company with its 220 employees and its 1,500 vehicles a year. So a little more about the tractor itself. This one uses a Perkins 4-cylinder, 102 horsepower. That's the 90. The 110 uses a little bit bigger 4-cylinder engine, and it puts out, I think, around 110 to 115 horsepower. The vehicle itself weighs in at 7,500 pounds. And let's see, we've already talked about the four-wheel steering. Price. The price for this tractor, it's around 90,000 euros. Just depending on what options you have. You can get it a little bit cheaper if you get the bare bones versions, but around 90,000 euros. So you convert that to US dollars, you're looking at probably over $100,000 for this tractor. So the in-game price is fairly close. We'll look and see what the in-game price is real quick. Small tractor, right there. Yep, they've got it at 85,000. 85,000. So, but the current pricing that I found for 2019 looks around 90,000 euros, which is probably around $100,000 US. I don't know of any of these that are in the United States. I don't know if Lindner has a US. I don't think they export to the United States. Like anything else, you probably can find it. Let's see here. Now, take an in-cab view. Like I said, I'll put a link to their website. They have some really cool information on their website about their history. They have some really neat photos of some of their tractors that they've built through the years and a lot of the other stuff they did. I really would like to see more of the Lindner tractors. The Geotracks are really nice small tractors, and then the Unitracks are really cool. A lot of different stuff you can do with those. Took up dry mowers real quick, and we'll talk about the mowing company. So like Lindner, Pottinger, which you see here, it is a Austrian company as well. They are more world known. They actually have divisions in Ireland, England. They have Pottinger, United States. They have all different. Cut the engine off. They have all different kinds of implements. Everything from mowers, like I said, to tillage options, seeding options, they have a wide range of options available. Pottinger is also a small company. It's only around 1,775 employees. I think that's a worldwide employee number. It was actually, this company was started by Franz Pottinger in 1871. This company's been around since 1871, and its first product was actually a forage cutter that he invented and started the company with. What you see up front here is a 301 NovaCat front-mounted mower. This thing has won many awards. If you look at their website, many machine of the year awards, many mower awards. So apparently, in around the world, this is a pretty well-respected mower. In game, this mower I think is around $19,000, and I think that's really close to the price, real world price. I've seen some used ones, 2017, that was probably around 16 grand on it was a tractorhouse.com, and there was a 2018 that was around $17,000. So I think 19,000 brand new is probably a pretty fair estimate for the 301. And this actually does come bigger. They make anywhere from a 3 meter to 4.5 meter front mounted mower. All called NovaCats, just different numbers. This is also a NovaCat. This is actually a NovaCat 402, not a 442. I think the whoever made this mod is made it wrong, because this is actually a modded. I think this is just a reskin of the Coon, but I pulled it out to look at it. And if I found it right, it's anywhere from $16,000 to $20,000 for that mower. And these are disc mowers. Those are. I don't know what that means. Haven't figured that out yet. Like I said, I don't know too much about it. But yeah, that's pretty much this episode. I just wanted to point out some really neat little Austrian companies that make some really cool products. What I think is one of the most underrated small tractors in the game. 4-wheel steering, front-mounted hitch. It's a great little tractor. It's only 100 horse, so it's not going to do tons of stuff, but it's a great tractor used in the game. It's fun to use too. It's a zippy little thing. And then we talked about Monitor. So I hope you liked the episode. I don't know what we're going to do next on Talking Tractors. Probably find some more classic machinery. We did John Deere and we did Case. We might do a New Holland, some New Holland classic stuff. Yeah, I love this little guy. It's just fun to drive. I mean, that's a great yard tractor. It's got a great turning radius, and as you can see here, it does some work in the field. But it's designed to work on these hills. That was its intended purpose, and I think it does a good job at it. Alrighty, until we see you next time, thank you again for watching. Everyone stay safe. I hope you have a great day, and bye-bye.